And it doesn't matter if you are doing amazing SEO, if you are completely whitehead, simply lost your traffic. A lot of it was on content decay, because a lot of us are like, oh, it's working, let's not touch it, sort of mentality. And that leads to a lot of decay. So
You're listening 15 Minutes Mastery, a show where leading iGaming experts share real, practical insights on growth, strategy, and performance. Stay with us for more expert insights.
hello everyone, I'm Ivana Flynn, welcome back. Today's episode is going to be about Google. What are the next moves, how we're going to prepare, what to expect, and how not to lose our mind.
What are the biggest changes in SERP since the last core update?
The last code update was June this year, so 2025, just in case you're watching it in 2026. And the biggest thing was that affiliation in iGaming massively lost traffic. And it doesn't matter if you are doing amazing SEO, if you are completely whitehead, simply lost your traffic. A lot of it was on content decay, because a lot of us are like, oh, it's working, let's not touch it, sort of mentality. And that leads to a lot of decay. So because it was working in 2023 and 2024 doesn't mean it's going to work in 2027. Lesson number 1, keep refreshing your content, even if it's a small thing. The content is not the same. The bonuses are not the same. We don't search the same. We don't talk the same. Add a listicle, update your headers, change meta title. Next thing is that Google started to, in our niche, promote a little bit more the not really beautiful results such as Parasite because they have got massive authority. Links, historical data, returning visitors, traffic, all of this. So lesson number 2, invest in quality link. If you would do wonderful PR campaign, if you can do it, doesn't work for every market, but it could. Try to get links that your competitors don't have. Don't think of links as you thought of them in 2023. Try to make people stay on your website. Make sure that they visit. So work with CRM here. Make sure that they have reason to come back because Google counts all of it. But do not, and I cannot stress this enough, on your long-term project or your money website or your flagship, do not do things like CTR manipulation or traffic manipulation just because you know it's a ranking signal. Don't go crazy. First of all, Google changed their algorithm July last year, so 2024, and they are easier to find CTR. So basically how CTR manipulation works, it's find in Google SERPs where is your result, and then clicks on you more, right? So if you are position 1, your CTR should be around 40. If you are position 5, the CTR should be around 5. If you are position 70, CTR should be 0. So if your CTR on position 70 is suddenly 75, and obviously you are manipulating it, and Google knows this. So they changed their algorithm to find this out, and there is a prediction what the CTR should be. And if it's not matching it by a massive number, then you're probably manipulating and you get penalty. We've seen it across lots of huge brands in iGaming. Don't try this. Viral traffic is a little bit different. However, it doesn't work that amazingly right now in iGaming because everybody's doing it. You know, like we know that lots of places have got their own traffic tool. You can build your own traffic tool on like EZMob. You just build what you need. You don't even need to pay anyone anymore. And because everybody is doing it, the effect is very, very, very small. Takes much longer. I'm going to be honest here, I used to do traffic manipulation like in 2021. Worked like magic, but it was new. Now as everybody's doing it, it has no effect. And long-term effect is that you're going to be penalized. So be patient. That's the lesson number 3. Be patient.
What patterns do you see in Google's updates that reveal where it's heading next?
Definitely Google is fighting spam. This is what they are trying to do long term, and we know, because we studied Google leaks, that 1/3 of the Google algo is basically fighting spam. Another part is recognizing patterns. So if you break pattern, Google penalizes you. You spam, Google penalizes you. So what is Google trying to do is give us better results. However, it's a little bit failing because at the same time, they are promoting Parasite. But companies that are doing Parasite are very clever. They are getting websites that have got massive amount of historical data. They have got amount of links. They are sort of obviously dominating the SERPs. If you right now look at Germany and put online casinos, you will find that the national website bild.de is ranking number 1 for online casino. Now, how are you going to fight that with your small affiliate? You're not. And as well, they create a good content. They release a lot of content on this parasitic website, let's say 100,000 words, so lots of articles to create sort of silo and sort of change the website, or at least part of the website, to be an entity for iGaming. So that's why Parasite is working. But Google is definitely hoping to show us more quality results, because let's be honest, lately it's very, very frustrating when you search for something and none of the good results are coming. You need to search again and refine your search again. So I think Google knows people are getting frustrated because we know they are losing the market share. They went from, like, first time in 15 years under 90% due to growth of Bing for manipulation of ChatGPT, due to ChatGPT and people simply losing their patience with with Google.
How are frequent updates reshaping what quality means in SEO today?
Google does huge updates usually 3 times a year. So we have one in March, another one in June, July, right? And another one in December. Is like a Christmas gift that is coming every year. Usually start like little precursor around Black Friday, and then it just gives you all of the beauty over Christmas. What it does is many times clean results that were relevant but didn't have enough historical data. So lots of websites that cleaned out in, for example, March 2024, because they were new and they were really good results and they started to get traction. But because they were online for 3 months, Google cleaned it as spam. Because you need to understand, Google is growing massively. It's expensive for them to crawl everything out there. There are billions of websites out there. We keep building them easier with AI. So Google is becoming more and more selective what they show. And it's becoming more and more selective what they even index. So watching your crawl budget and making sure you are indexed, it's what you have to do these days. It's the biggest gift we have, is making sure our crawl budget is working. So Google is selective, but you need to think of it. There is around 8.5 billion searches a day in Google. A day is a lot. Each search is like 0.005 cents, and that altogether comes to $25.5 million roughly, just on search. This is before building, before salary, before anything. This is just search. So of course they are becoming selective of what to crawl and what to index and what to show us. So Google is becoming selective, create quality, and be patient. If your website is not ranking right away, if you are not using any tricks, you just simply need to build up the authority and make Google trust you. And it could take years.
How should teams adapt their strategies to stay resilient between updates?
And that's a good question. I would say just SEOs need to be resilient. It's not an easy job. It's not that we have got an answer for things. When an update happens, we don't know what happened. Google usually doesn't tell you, like, now we are looking into spammy content. Now we are looking into spammy links. We had a little bit of knowledge before the March 2024. They say they're going to fight bad AI content and drop domains, which didn't work. Drop domains are everywhere, and bad links. So very rarely they tell you. Usually they tell you it's a core update, which means everything from content to speed, to technical data, to links, to soft data on your site, such as dwell time, or have you actually completed your journey on each page. Every page has got different purpose, and every purpose has got a different journey, right? So have you completed that? They measure all of this, so you don't know. And if you are suddenly deranked, you don't know what happened to you. So in SEO, you have to be very resilient. You don't get the answers. Doesn't work that you throw money at it and suddenly Google restores you. We don't know. So Google is not for the faint-hearted. SEO is not for the faint-hearted, because Google doesn't help us. It's not like PPC that they have data. We're flying blind. So between updates, during updates, anytime, just know your stuff. Keep testing, keep looking at what happened, and take your time to learn and to recover things.
How do you see AI changing the way we think about ranking and visibility?
AI is a massive jinx word, right? Like last 3 years, we are talking about AI, and we started to talk about it like, oh, now we can create content, and now the AI content is okay, and now it's not okay. So it went to how we used it for the very simple tasks for us. So it started for us that AI became an abuse for us. Then it's taking our jobs, and now we're finally understanding how to work with it, and that it's as well biting into our traffic. We sort of didn't see this coming. We were like, didn't think Google or ChatGPT is going to change that much. We thought position 1 is going to have these many clicks, and now suddenly those clicks are gone. So what is it doing? It's making us rethink how we optimize to make sure that we are visible as well in the AI overviews for Google or in ChatGPT. So what I recommend here is thinking a different optimization for Google, different one for Bing, so you can be visible in ChatGPT. And as well, we know that it works with mentions. So when you are building your links, make sure you drop a mention of your brand into that article. What we know as well is that unlike for normal ranking in Google, no follow links are important because Google still crawls these articles and still gives you as a recommendation for a brand, for example, and image works. Like right now, if you, for example, Google me or search me, what would you say? ChatGPT me. ChatGPT me in ChatGPT. You say ChatGPT. New word there. If you search for me in ChatGPT, there'll be first images. Images are becoming more and more important, something we didn't work with before. So we need to still rethink it. I want to be visible there. I need images. I want to be cited as a good source. I need to be everywhere. And now what I like to do is I search for something in Google and see AI overviews or in ChatGPT and see what's cited as a source. I go to those pages and I would like to get an article there about me or my client or a brand or a product. Because I know ChatGPT already thinks this place is good for citations. So I would get an article there to make sure I appear in ChatGPT. Just think outside of a box here.
If you had to give one piece of advice for ranking in AI, what would it be?
Work on your content and work on your mentions. We know that content needs to be a little bit more conversational. We know for sure that page, technical-wise, it's a must, even for AI overviews. This is the basic SEO you cannot skip. It needs to be crawlable, it needs to be indexable. So if you have heavy JavaScript, you need to have pre-render or HTML code that it's readable by Google's bots, for example. So this is one thing that people still make as a mistake. They forget that beautiful website with lots of games and lots of JavaScript is just not easy for Google to resolve. So make sure it can read it. And then work on your content so it's a little bit more conversational, because AI overviews work more with questions. How do I clean my cat's ears? And then you get the answer. Do this, do this, do this, and then are the results. So have listicles, bullet points, those easy things that Google can understand and can cite as a very easy steps, because when you look at it, it's usually steps. Step 1, step 2, step 3, or bullet points. So think of your content and as well, make sure your brand is all around. So it's not when you're building links. Of course, you're going to manipulate a little bit the anchor and it's going to be online casino or best bonuses, of course, because that's what you want to rank for. But for AI overview, you need to be a name. You need to be a brand. M15, right? That would be a brand that we would like to see as a recommended best podcast. So we would just drop it. Doesn't even have to be a link, but it has to be all around the websites. Everywhere on a web has to be, because you don't know what's going to get crawled. You don't know what's going to get cited. So you try to be everywhere.
How crucial is a solid technical foundation for today's SEO professionals?
Technical is always a must, because a lot of people think SEO is sort of like a juice you switch on and switch off whenever you need to rank, but it goes very deep into the server. You need to understand the server codes. You need to understand the caching settings and all of that, how your website is working with the server. Is the server big enough to actually handle all the traffic you're suddenly building? So when people are starting to do traffic manipulation, is your server going to handle it? Then obviously, we work with the code of the website, so we need to understand the HTML, the cascading style sheets, and the JavaScript, at least the basics. And you need to be enough tech savvy to understand why the website is not being crawled or not being read. So you need to understand pre-render and how that works. Usually pre-render IO is used, but there are lots of others. So those basics are a must for any website of any size. And if you want to be visible in Google, in Bing, or in AI overviews, it still needs to be technically good. And without technical SEO, you don't get anywhere. And obviously, you want the website as easy for Google to read as possible, fast, and sort of like easy to navigate. So don't block all of the bots, because you might actually shoot yourself in the foot, and don't overcomplicate things.